How many of you already know that the Nio ET9 started selling end of March? We saw the first Nio ET9 being delivered by the Nio CEO himself on the 28th of March, which was followed by multiple deliveries that took place on the 29th. And we know that in the first month, or in the last 3 days of March, which concluded the month itself, Nio sold 241 cars. Now, so many of the new investors have been asking a very interesting question when you look into the April deliveries, and that is how many vehicles did Nio manage to sell for the ET9 in the month of April. And ladies and gents, without wasting any more of your time, the number, as soon as screen, you notice that it is 810 units. You will know that April is the first full month where we see Nio obviously selling this model or this vehicle for the full month, which is something that is great to see that they are able, or they were able to produce this vehicle or these figures. I mean, you will know that in terms of price, it starts around $100,000 with a battery, and without a battery, you know that you get to buy it way less than that, which is something that is great. So 810, it's what Nio sold of the ET9, and if this car is $100,000, it means that if they sold 800, it simply means that they've generated over $80 million just in the month of April from just these deliveries of the ET9, which is something that is great, something that is very, very exciting. The ET9 is not expected to sell 5,000. That is something that we need to have at the back of our minds, because it's not cheap. It cannot be afforded by just anyone. And therefore, because of that, we cannot expect it to sell 5,000, 10,000. It will be unrealistic of us to expect such figures. I mean, the most that other companies in the same segment as Nio ET9 are selling, I think, is the S-Class Mercedes. It's selling roughly around 1,800 per month. And therefore, any number over 1,000 for this car, it's still very, very good, right? Looking at the kind of a market, looking at the kind of a segment they fall under, or it falls under, which is so great. So 810, it's what Nio sold. You will know that for the Firefly sub-brand, Nio sold just over 200, which is something that is so good. So those that were asking, these are the figures. Otherwise, when you look into the other models like the ES6, I see on the screen, notice that the ES6 was still the highest or top seller when you even including the sub brands of Nio, because ES6 sold 6,866 in April, which is something that is very, very good. And by the way, this information came, CNF Post got it from China Car Passenger Association, which of course it's really good that they give us the breakdown so that at least we see the performance of the models when you look into the 23,900 deliveries that Nio reported for the month of March. So SUV deliveries, as seen on screen, in April were up 24.23% year on year and up 110% from March. ES6 from January to April, they sold 16,016 cars, which is down 0.88% year on year, but it contributed to around 24% of Nio's total sales. On the other hand, ET5 Touring sold 6,015 cars. Now notice one thing, ET5 Touring, the reason why I like this kind of figures is that when Nio made this car, they were making it primarily for Europe, right? And Europe, this car is not doing that well, because Touring version tend to do well in Europe than in China. And seeing this car selling almost close to the best-selling SUV model ES6 under Nio, it is something that is just so great, because this model, I don't think Nio was expecting that it will give some pretty good solid performance like this. It is appearing that a lot of the Chinese consumers under Nio, they are also liking this model. I did highlight something very important yesterday, and that is obviously what we've been seeing in terms of the trends of people buying the ET5 Touring. It's mostly ladies, right? But even guys or men are also considering going for the ET5 Touring, because space-wise, you don't have to worry whether you are tall, short. You don't have to worry about the space of this car. It is convenient for everyone, which was at a certain point probably a complaint on the ET5 mid sedan to say that maybe the space from the headrest to the roof, it is not much space, and therefore limiting the people that are quite tall. So ET5 Touring has solved those issues out, and this is another reason why they've been doing so well. So I am happy, man. I am excited. ET5 Touring, like I said, they managed to sell just 6,015 cars. Now, this figure that ET5 Touring of sold of 6,015 cars contributed to about 25% of Nio's monthly deliveries. These monthly deliveries were up 37% year on year and up 102% from March. January to April, you will notice there that almost half of it was purchased or was delivered in somewhere around April, right? Which this is because I suppose the incentive that Nio was offering, because ET5 Touring, ET5 mid sedan, you were getting those cars by around 198 or 190,000 RMB with the incentives, which was so great and amazing. Right now, going to the EC6 sold 2,437, contributing 10.2% of Nio's monthly deliveries, and these deliveries were up 7.55% year on year and 57% or 57.63% from March. EC6 January to April, it has sold around 6,783, which is something that is good, right? Also, you notice that there was a boost when we check into the deliveries, which came due to the incentives that Nio was offering. ET5 mid sedan in April sold 2,015 cars, 8 contributing to 8.43% of Nio, and this was down 11% year on year, but up 52% from March, right? Now, ET5 mid sedan from January to April sold around 5,284, down 25.3% year on year, and contributing 8.01% of Nio's deliveries in the same period. Now, ES8 sold 539 units in April, contributing 2.26%, and the monthly deliveries of the SUVs were down 30% year on year, but up 4.8% from March. Now, one thing that you will notice about the ES8, or that you will have to know, is that ES8 before the ET9, it was the most expensive model that you can buy under Nio. And seeing them still able to sell these figures, I suppose it's good, because it is the second most expensive model that you can buy under Nio, right? I mean, ES8 January to April sold 1,978, 24% decrease year on year, and contributing 3% of Nio's deliveries in the same period. ET7 sold 422 units in April, contributing 1.77% of Nio's monthly deliveries. The sedan deliveries increased 353% year on year, and 21% increase from March. Now, you will notice there that this is the model that year on year growth, when you just look into the April deliveries, it did so well, which is something that is just so good. So ET5 Touring January to April, they sold 1,269, up 10% or 10.25% year on year, and contributing to Nio, or contributing 1.92% from the period January to April, right? EC7 sold 164 units. Now, these units that the EC7 sold contributed 0.69% of Nio's deliveries, and the monthly deliveries of the SUV were down 19% and down 2.9% from the March deliveries. Now, pre-orders, you will notice that, or one of the things that we discussed over the weekend, is that pre-orders of Nio have opened, and this gives an opportunity for those people that want to buy or get their hands on the latest cars of Nio to do so by obviously placing their pre-order. You will know that there are some pretty good incentives to those that are placing their pre-orders until the 30th of June, as they will be getting around 240 free battery swaps if they are to buy these cars under bus, which is something that is great, something that is very, very exciting, and it makes me to just want to load the boat, man, because we know that it's about to go down this week. It is expected that ES6 can be launched, and then towards the end of the month we see ET5 Touring, ET5 mid sedan of the 2025 versions also being launched. So I am honestly happy about this, and I thought I'd come and quickly share this latest news with you. Tell me what you think about this. Blue sky is coming. Long term will win. Those that are persevering throughout the the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, and God bless you all.